So we've got someone in bondage and they're entertaining a why idea. I am going to sell everything. I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to move across the country and start a new business. So, love, is that what you're going to do? All right. Now, here's the question. Is this just in your conscious mind or do you have it firmly in your subconscious mind? Let's see, do you feel a little sick to your stomach at times? Do you feel like a little nervous, like? Okay, you haven't taken action. So this is the start of the terror barrier. This is where you're impressing it, but you're not fully over there ready to jump, okay? We call this the reasoning. Now, you're ahead of this person right here in the diagram. You're ahead. You've already started to get emotionally involved, but this person's just, maybe I'll do something. I'm reasoning through, what are the pros and cons? What do I give up? What do I get? You know, that's what's going on here. And so it's getting X-type results. But now we're going to the terror barrier. So you got the why idea, and you're taking it from your conscious mind, and you're impressing it on your subconscious mind. What's going to happen? Because look at this. Look at the diagram carefully. You've got the why idea in your conscious mind. You've got it in your subconscious mind, but you have the X conditioning. And the body has the XY conditioning. So what happens? You come up, it's time to jump. It's time to take action. And worry and fear and doubt hit, and boom, you bounce against the wall and you go right back to bondage. How many can relate to that? How many can think of a situation right now? And it's so easy when you're thinking about it. Oh, this is what I want for my life. But then the terror barrier. And you don't even know what's going on, and you're back to bondage. How do we get out of that? How do we get out of that? It's faith-based in understanding. We understand that this is what's going on. We understand that we're programmed. We understand the power of the paradigm, and we understand what the key to freedom is. Look at it here again. We're at the phase of understanding. You've got the why idea. You're impressing it on the subconscious mind. You keep impressing it, impressing it, impressing it. You're going to take action. You know what's coming with that red line. So you prepare yourself. You gear up. You understand. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. So you're right there. It's time, whatever it is, it's Bob, and I'm in the seminar room, 683 people, and Bob says, we do have a deal, don't we? And there's that terror barrier. What are you going to do? You know what's coming. You keep getting impressed with the idea, emotionally involved with it, and boom, you go right through. I want you to draw this out. This is the fourth frame. You've got the why idea in your conscious mind. You've impressed it on your subconscious mind. You plowed through the terror barrier. This is freedom. But are you comfortable? Think about it. Look at the diagram. You've got X and Y type conditioning in your subconscious mind. So are you comfortable? You're not comfortable at all. You're still really uncomfortable, but you keep impressing the idea until finally you're at freedom. Now I want you to look back. We're going to go back a couple frames, and I want you to look at this again and really, really get it down. Okay, here we have someone. Let's just take the example of me. And I'm CEO of 19 companies running a full-time law practice. So I took over as CEO in January of 2009. It's May of 2009, and Bob comes to me and he goes, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean, what am I doing? What are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm fine. I can do it all. I can do it. I don't need to sleep. Sleep's overrated. I can do this. And he's like, are you in or are you out? And he meant it. And I thought, okay, now's the time. I need to write that letter, and I need to move on from my law practice. So I'm going past the place of entertaining a why idea. And I really want you to get the difference between entertaining a why idea and being ready to plow through the terror barrier. Because I was in that high rise in Seattle, and I was thinking, oh, wouldn't that be cool to teach with Bob and to work with Bob and be in his inner circle and create this program. But I felt comfortable because I hadn't made a decision. I hadn't become emotionally involved with it. And that's happening for a lot of people right now. You can reason through it. You can say, this is going to be great. And you can come up with a formula. If I do this, and I do this, and I do this, then I can also do this. But you got to be careful, because that's not necessarily the case. You've got to get so involved with this idea and impress it on your subconscious mind over and over and understand that the terror barrier is coming. And you know when it's working because you're impressing the idea and you start to feel, like your central nervous system, it's more powerful than any computer. And you'll feel sick. In fact, I want to congratulate someone who signed up as a consultant today, but he said he almost threw up before. That's what's going to happen. It is so uncomfortable. And you think, well, if I'm feeling sick, there must be something wrong with what I'm doing. But that is how powerful the paradigm is. And then when everybody in your life that is in harmony with the X-type conditioning is telling you, you're crazy, why are you wasting your time? What about that 401k? What about that profit sharing? And so on. It's going to keep you from plowing through. But if you plow through and you understand that the terror barrier is coming and it's scary, and the natural reaction if you don't understand is just to dive back to safety. But you understand you've got to face this terror barrier. And you, and only you, can go through this terror barrier. So you keep impressing the idea. You see yourself with this goal that you have already manifested. You see yourself. You are feeling it. You're engaging in conversation that you'd only have after it's manifested. You're talking to people about how wonderful your life is now. And it's so real in your mind that when you come up to that terror barrier and you see that cave, and it's dark and it's scary and you don't know what is on the other side, you know the key to freedom. And I want you to really blaze this, write this down in as much detail as you need to, so that when you have that moment, and you'll have many of them, where you're facing the terror barrier, you are going to plow through it. You keep impressing the idea, and when the time is right, you plow through it. So Bob, he had come to me and he said, okay, you're in or you're out. So I wrote a letter to 2,000 of my colleagues, family, and friends, why I'm leaving my law practice, why I'm going into this new career, and all the things I was going to do with this new career. And I had it all queued up on my email, and I'm ready to hit send, and that terror barrier hit so bad I froze. But faith-based in understanding. I knew the cave I feared to enter held the treasure I seek. So I picked up the phone and I called Bob. Never call Bob if you don't want to do what you don't want to do. And I called him and he said, hit send, jump, you'll develop wings along the way, hit send. And I went, boom, and I hit send, and it's like, you know that email sound, it goes out. And I'm like, oh my God. And I go to the outbox, and I'm like, please, please, oh, I hope it's hung up. I was going to delete it so fast. And it was gone. 2,000 people. I didn't sleep that night. 24 hours. Within 24 hours, I had 892 emails. I was afraid to look at them. Every single one said, wow, I wish I had that kind of passion in my life. Wow, I wish I had that kind of courage. And then there were 3 people who said, I would love to do something like that, but I'm going to sit here till the day I die. And they meant it. They meant it. See, they kept hitting the terror barrier and bouncing back. Worry, fear, anxiety. Don't understand why? You go back to the comfort zone, back to safety. The most dangerous place you can be is the comfort zone. We got to just plow through that, and then we keep impressing the why idea over and over. And then what happens? The X disappears, and now you've got Y conditioning. And then you go and you become partners with Bob, and you have to change your Y to Z and your Z to, every day. That's what we have to do. Yeah, question.
How do you know that anxiety isn't because of a bad idea?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question. How do you know that the anxiety isn't because it's a message telling you back off, that's the wrong idea? This is where you need to really tap into your intuition and know what is right for you. And pretty much you can be guaranteed that if you are really emotionally involved with this idea and you love it until it gets to the point when you've got to jump off, or you've got to, walk up to a prospect and shake their hand and make a presentation in front of the board, you can be pretty sure that's the paradigm. That's the terror barrier that's holding you back. Any other questions on that? This is such an important lesson. I want you to take a couple minutes and talk about it at your table. Talk about how you see the terror barrier playing out in your life and what you're going to do to plow through the terror barrier. Question over here? Faith-based and understanding. This is when you're right there up against the terror barrier and you're feeling all hell break loose inside of you. And yet you have to keep moving forward. Why are you going to move forward when you're feeling that way and your rational mind's telling you, oh, this is a bad thing for you. This is bad. Stay away. Stay away. Faith-based and understanding. You know what's going on. So you have faith that you can go through that terror barrier and you will have everything you need once you get to that other side. You have all the strength you need, all the knowledge you need, all the ability you need to do what you want to do. That's that moment where you could freeze or you could say, I am going on faith. But it's not blind faith. It's faith-based and understanding of what's going on and what's ahead of you and the key to your freedom. Yes?
Emotionally involved with it.
Yes, and that's exactly what we're going to get into next after we talk about the terror barrier. Because there were moments through my journey, the first 2 years in particular, where I swear my body didn't stop shaking. After the moment I nodded yes to Bob in that seminar room for, gosh, I swear it was almost 2 years. It was like my central nervous system was going crazy. So how do you keep going through that? Strong affirmation and visioneering, and we're going to go through that next. And it's the most powerful, impactful lesson that I have ever learned. So we really want to get that. But first, I want you to really grasp